Yo, we are live. I'm trying to pull up my dashboard right now. Just give me a second. Oh, I forgot to change my thumbnail. No wonder. There we go. Okay, we got a few people in here. What's up? What's up, everybody? Can't even see me. Hold up. Let me see. Okay, we got a few people in here. What's up? What's up, everybody? Can't even see me. Hold up. Let me see. Getting set up, guys. Give me 1 second. Hey, cool. Yeah, if you're in here, let me know who you are. How'd you find out about it? And I'll get started shortly. Nobody? Okay, cool. Alright guys, just adding one more thing to the stream real quick. There we go. Back to it. Okay, I guess nobody's here. Cool. All right. Well, I'm just going to get started then. So what are we rocking with today? So a little background of building one of my good friends, Sergio PC. He came to me recently. He saw me streaming. He asked me what he needed to get that going. So we had a budget of about $1,000 to get this going. And so everything that I got here right now, you probably could pick it up for roughly around 1,200 bucks. Here, let me turn this off. There we go. Right now in the market, I waited till things kind of went on sale and stuff, so ended up coming to just over $1,000. If you go to the links in the comments, they're all there. Everything I used, but you can use those things or something equivalent for cheaper, whatever's on sale at the moment. I was able to find everything here on sale at the time of purchasing, where it added up to just about $1,000. So this is a $1,000 entry-level streaming build. So let's go through what we got here. We're going to start off with the processor. So we are going with the Core i5-12400F. So no integrated graphics. It's not going to help us in streaming. So see the 30 bucks. It would help in some productivity tasks, but he's not going to be doing anything like that. So 6-core CPU, has really great performance. You can kind of go with this or the Ryzen 5 5600. They're both about the same price right now, so you can't go wrong with either one. And you can pick up some boards for either one fairly inexpensively. Benefit with Ryzen, of course, is that you can overclock this. To keep that price point, you got to go with the non-overclocking board, but this is also a non-overclocking CPU, so it doesn't really matter. So that's our choice on that. I picked that up probably around 150 currently. The R5 was like 174. So the motherboard, we went with the MSI Pro B660MA. So this is a MATX board. He wanted Wi-Fi. He really wanted Wi-Fi on it. I'm still going to try to convince him to hardwire, but yeah, he really wanted Wi-Fi on there. So that's our one of our main reasons for this. It also went on sale. Perfect timing at the time of purchase. So this is a great board in general. It has a really robust VRM. So if he wants to upgrade to like a 12900, or let's say, you know, when 13th gen Intel comes along, that should still fit on this socket, so he can upgrade to that, and he can go to a, you know, a 10 core or a 12 core CPU at that point. And so he has a little bit of an upgrade path there. And we got our G-Skill RAM. Really, I went with this mainly because it was RGB and I had it sitting around. And it's 3000 speed. I linked a 3200 speed in the comments or in the bio. That is cheaper right now, but this I had laying around already, so I was able to help meet the budget by going with something I had already on hand. And then for graphics card, I really kind of tried to cut as much cost to fit a 3060. I didn't want to go with the 3050. The 3060 has 12 gigabytes of VRAM, so that's huge. I mean, you step up to a 3060 Ti, it only has, I think, 8 gigabytes. I don't know why that is, but that's NVIDIA for you. But I did choose NVIDIA just off the fact that there is NVENC encoding. So, you know, you have a dedicated chip on your graphics card that's not going to burden the CPU, and that's going to help us in our streaming. So we're going to set it up for NVENC encoding. And of course, we got these ads going right now, so I'm going to turn mine down for a second here. Can't even hear myself myself think. 3060, it's a great value. especially if you're going to be streaming. You know, if you were going to be just playing games, AMD is probably a little better value, but just based on the fact that we're streaming, the NVENC chip on here, it does a really great job. It's almost indistinguishable unless you're going with like, what do they call it? Like slow or medium on the X264 settings with the CPU encoding. So yeah, we're gonna do it that way. What else we got here? We got EVGA 750 GA. This is a gold power supply. It is, if you're familiar with Cultus PSU tier list, this is on B tier, so it's very good. It's going to give us a little bit of future upgradability. Maybe he wants to go to 4000 series, or wait till maybe even 5000 series, or I don't know, whatever AMD has going on at that time. It should be able to supply enough to kind of upgrade at that time. But lastly, we got our NVMe SSD. Nothing too crazy here. It was it's Gen 3, so it was one of the cheapest at the time, and still very reliable. It's not something that he's going to need Gen 4 speeds. He's not doing any sort of photo editing or large file transfer, so this will be fine for gaming. I don't think he'll notice any difference whatsoever. But yeah, that's our reasoning behind everything. So let's go ahead and get started here. Oh, and I will get this off. The case we're using today is the Fantex G360A. So this is a new case. Let me grab this here. I just did my last stream with the P360A. This is the updated model, so I'll lay it down like this. Hopefully you guys can see it in the shot there. Yeah, it looks great. So yeah, tempered glass, nothing too crazy there. It comes with 3 RGB fans. Well, we'll go through this a little later, but we're going to be throwing 3 more fans in here. And I really like this case, actually. Even better than the P360A, which only had 2 front fans. This one has 3. And so I think that was kind of an important part. But anyway, let's get going. Can't wait to see how it turns out. All right. 4 people in the chat. What is up? Hostado. What's good? Okay. I was thinking about doing all the unboxing ahead of time, but let me know what you guys think. If you'd rather see the unboxing, or should I just have everything prepped and ready to go? Because it is a little time consuming, and it wouldn't be a bad idea maybe to get it ready. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts. If I should get this stuff ready ahead of time. I'm going to leave these in the box for now. We're not going to be putting those on just this moment. So we're going to take these out, though. Be the last thing. I'll just give this to him. He can set up the Wi-Fi stuff. Yeah, no physical. I did read that. This is a quick install guide, but actual full manual is not included on this board. Kind of weird, but whatever. The board is really good value, and it has plenty of basic instructions if you're doing the build at home. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Well, so like our other builds, we're going to be using the box as a anti-static platform to be doing our basic CPU and RAM and cooler installation. We are going with the basic included cooler on this CPU. I don't think it's going to have any issue cooling this CPU. But if it is an issue, we'll look at an aftermarket cooler, probably around the $20 mark. But I don't think we're going to have any problem. I put it on the last PC that I did with this CPU, and this PC is almost identical to that last one I built. But, yeah, we're not going to be going with a cooler this time. He can always add one later. Plus, we're going with if you haven't noticed, a black and blue theme. So the cooler does have a little blue accent on there, although I don't know how well it matches, but I think it'll look good. So, CPU, we got our cooler as well in here. Sorry, there we go. Remember this thing being a headache to open, this little cardboard container. There we go. Okay, cool. So yeah, they like don't put any sort of plastic covering. You got your pre-applied thermal paste there. That's so crazy. They don't put any type of cover on that. Like, just in the cardboard box like that. Huh. It works, I guess. Oh, here. So the blue's a little bit lighter, but I don't think it'll be too far off, especially with the RGB lighting in there. You know, the blue and the RGB lighting is going to be a few different shades, so should look okay. Stuff out of the way. Okay, so my audio got cut out last time I did this, so I'm going to go through everything here as far as installation goes. So Intel chips, they are what you call an LGA. It's going to have no pins at the bottom, like your current AMD chips, the AM4 socket. Although AM5, the new AMD chips, will be an LGA type. What do they call that? Something grid array. I can't remember exactly. But anyway, so there's just these contact pads on the bottom. I don't know how well you can see right there. And those actually touch pins that are inside the socket right here. I'll open this up right here real quick so you can kind of see. So these are the pins. This is where you want to be careful on Intel. You don't want to put anything in there. That's why they have the little plastic cover. So in any case, that's just something to be aware of. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to look for where to match this up. This is actually pretty easy because there's notches in here that you can't really get it wrong. One, you can read the printing on there and just see. They also have this little tiny gold triangle. I don't know how well you can see on camera, but that is going to line up. Well, see, it's funny. They have it on the outside, so it's only on the black plastic on the outside there. So just be aware of that. Once you open up the socket, I don't think they show where that lines up at. And they got these little notches on the top and the bottom, and they're kind of offset, so you really can't get it wrong unless you're kind of forcing the thing in there. So just don't do that. But yeah, so it just kind of fits in like that. And then these usually, yeah, the black plastic will just pop right off. There we go. So boom, just like that. Nothing too crazy. So CPU install done. It's usually the scariest thing for new builders, but it's really not that crazy. I'm gonna toss that stuff in here. Get that out of the way. And then, is there a back plate on this board? Yeah, I think these just snap into place if I remember correctly. I haven't actually used the stock cooler from Intel before, so I think they just pop into place, but I'm gonna make sure. Yeah, there's no backplate on here.
Cliff Kid Z-Bar is back to school snacking done right. It's got the yummy taste and soft baked texture kids love, and energizing whole grains to fuel their active bodies and imaginations. Learn more at cliffkid.com.
Hey, I'm Matt, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is the freshly baked, flaky, buttery biscuit. When I take a bite, it's kind of like, crispy, soft, crispy. There's really nothing like it.
Start your day with the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit, available on the Chick-fil-A app. Real Chick-fil-A guests paid for their testimonial.
Hello? There we go. Oh my gosh, man. Audio difficulties again. My mic arm broke, and so I've been using this headset with the mic built in, and cool. So I don't know what was missed there, but any case, let's just continue forward. So this is 2 videos in a row that my audio has fucked up. It's awesome. Okay. So any case, as I was saying, the notches right here on the bottom are going to line up in a certain order, so they're offset a little bit. You can't really get that wrong. You're going to use the outside alternating slots. That's going to give you your dual channel. So on this board, it's actually silkscreen for you. Let's say first, and it's going to say dim A2 and dim B2. So these are the slots that we want to use. So the notch is more towards the bottom. We're just going to kind of line that up. Boom, click those into place. If it's crunching, you're probably doing something wrong. Like I am right now, apparently. Oh, got the right orientation. I always feel it's weird. Some of these boards don't have slots that open on the one side, so they only open on one side, and it's always a little weird putting those dims on compared to boards that have both sides that open. I don't know why that is, but any case, okay, cool. So we got everything there. Pretty straightforward. Lastly, we're going to do our M.2 slot. Because this is a Gen 3 SSD, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to probably utilize the bottommost slot. The top slot is going to have your Gen 4 speeds, and so we want to save that. If he wants to put a Gen 4 SSD down the road, we're going to leave that open. So we're going to install it on our bottom slot. You are going to be able to somewhat see it, but it actually kind of matches the theme. I don't have a heatsink for it. It's not going to run hot enough to really need it. And so yeah, we're going to go ahead and install that now. Now, it includes a little piece of hardware to put this on. I think, let me just make sure. I think there's one on the top slot already. So I really like these new sort of SSD securing screws. They used to just be screwed in, but now they actually got this cool little, I don't know if you can see it there, but like a little rotating notch that just kind of locks it into place. So you just make sure what size your SSD is. So boom, that's going to fit on our last slot right there. Let me see if I got my toolkit. It's good now. Okay, cool. That's why I need to get that mic arm. Can't come fast enough. I don't want to rag on Blue Compass. Well, Blue is a company, Logitech. But man, this is the third one they're going to send me. So, well, this is the second one they're sending me. Third one I'm going to have had, and yeah, it has not been the greatest experience so far. This does not feel right. but it does have Loctite on it, so let me just make sure. Pretty sure that's where it goes, but let's take a look here. Because they have these other screws that kind of accomplish the same thing. But yeah, I don't think I put those in first, so I'm just trying to make sure. I don't want to do this wrong. Hey, buddy, what's up? Let me know if you guys can see okay. I can blow up the build view if you guys prefer it like that. But let me know how it looks right now. Yeah, they actually don't show in here. I'm pretty sure that's the way it goes. Let me see if these are the same thread. Yeah, it looks identical. It's just, there's a little, I don't know if you can see on camera, there's like Loctite on there to make sure it doesn't come loose. Which is crazy, but it just makes it feel like it's not supposed to go in there. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that's the correct orientation. So with this, you kind of slot it in a little bit angled upwards, and then you're going to push down after. And then, yeah, this is super cool because this just, like I said, well, apparently not as easy as I thought. It's supposed to just kind of turn over it, but what I was thinking, did I get it in the correct orientation or what? I'm pretty sure I got it. No. That's weird. Well, maybe I'll use the other hardware because this like doesn't seem like it wants to work properly. It's like the PCB doesn't have enough clearance on it to actually go over it. You know what? Maybe it is supposed to be used only right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. I'm gonna use the other included hardware. That's a shame. Anyway, we'll keep that in the bag in case he wants to use that later. Oh, see? How odd is that? See, the bottom portion came off. I think it was supposed to be the other orientation, but this PCIe slot right here is getting in the way. So, any case, he'll just have to take it off with a screw instead if he ever wants to remove it. I'm going to leave it like this. Yeah, it is supposed to go like this. Then it stops right there. That's so goofy. So this is actually only supposed to work right here. Well, you know what? Let's just take it off. If he wants to put an SSD up there eventually, we'll leave that in the bag for him. Let me take this off real quick. See, sometimes we all make little mistakes. Nothing too crazy. Usually you can figure this stuff out pretty simply. Okay. I don't know how well you can see. There's two more standoffs kind of included in here. They look the same, but they just have a standard screw in there. Take it out and show it up close. What's up, Serge? We setting this thing up tomorrow or what, man? Yeah, see, this is the way I'm used to doing it. This thing right here, this is pretty new. We're gonna put that back in the bag for him. If he wants to put a Gen 4 SSD later on. This is 1 terabyte, so he shouldn't go through it too quick unless he's installing Warzone. But otherwise, should last him a pretty good amount of time. Let's go. Let's do it. Okay, okay. Sounds good, man. What are you gonna be streaming first, bro? Okay, cool. There we go. So very simple. You could buy like I said, a heatsink for this to cool it down, but number one, you're probably not gonna see it. Graphics card's gonna go right there. Two, it's a Gen 3, so it's not gonna get that hot, so I really wouldn't bother, but it's his computer. He can do whatever he likes. Smash, okay. Okay, okay. We could run that. I gotta get that little Ethernet adapter for my Switch though, because I can't play with that lag. Okay, cool. So we're pretty much done with the motherboard here. So we're gonna move on. I think we're going to get the case going with the power supply and move on from there. So let's get this out of the way. Trash. The hardest part about streaming this shit is staying organized. Last time I had boxes all over the floor. Stuff I needed, stuff I didn't need. I had to go through at the end of the night and just like bag up all the stuff I wanted to keep, get rid of all the stuff I didn't. It was a headache, so try to stay a little more organized this time. We are gonna save the motherboard stuff in case he has to ever RMA that. That's the one thing you kind of want to save the box for. Other stuff, not really a big deal. So this is trash. These we're gonna save. Okay. I gotta get my skills up. Bro, you're already hella good. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll make sure to link your page in the bio after you get all set up. That way, if anybody wants to go watch him, he's a beast at Smash. No pun intended. That's his. That's usually his screen name. What is it, bro? Something beast. I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't know what I'm doing. We're not opening the graphics card yet. I grabbed the wrong box. There we go. Okay, so I'm actually gonna set this on my desk back here.
Back to school snacking done right. It's got the yummy taste and soft baked texture kids love, and energizing whole grains to fuel their active bodies and imagination.
Was playing last night and I sucked. Bro. You on Wi-Fi or you running the Ethernet cable? I'm telling you. Manon, bro? You mean Majin, right? Used to be King Crazy Beast or something. I can't remember exactly. But now it's Majin. Alright, we'll get you shouted out in the bio once you got your Twitch and everything up and running. I'm assuming you were gonna be streaming on Twitch or what? Or are you gonna do YouTube? You asking me or you asking Surge? Yeah, Twitch. That's what's up, bro. Yeah, well, do you have an account yet or no? Me? Man, top games to play on PC. Obviously, everybody's on Warzone. Maybe a little overhyped. Call of Duty's addicting though, so I don't know. It's tough. I like Apex, but you can play anything on PC. So, I mean, take your pick. Whatever you're into. Fall Guys is like if you just want to goof around. That's pretty fun. I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff you can play on PC. Download Steam, and you'll see there's probably a million plus games on there. League of Legends. You don't need anything crazy for a PC to play League of Legends. Me personally, Overwatch. Yeah, Overwatch 2 is coming out. That'll be a big one. So that'll be worthwhile to check out. Okay, so I'm just picking out. I'm trying to get all the cable I need and just hide whatever I don't. Okay, we don't need Molex. I have one SATA already. I got 2 more SATA cables. I honestly don't even know what this cable is. I don't know if I should wire this up. I'll ask Serge when I'm building this. So we got one SATA. We got a VGA CPU. Here, let me set these. So generally speaking, when you're doing your build, you're going to want at least one CPU. If you got a dedicated graphics card, you're going to want a VGA cable. So it's going to usually list those out. You're going to want, they usually have a 6+2 pin. We're going to have the extension cables. I don't know if I have them here still. We're going to have the extension cables going on there. So you're going to want at least one VGA for every PC and one CPU for every PC. The CPU is going to have a 4+4, so some older motherboards only took like one 4-pin. Now all of them at least take like an 8-pin starting off. And then this one actually takes an extra 4-pin. I don't think we're going to wire it up unless he wants me to, because I don't have the extra extension cable, and you wouldn't really see it anyway, but I'll check with him if he wants to do that once we get to that point. So this is a bunch of extra VGA cables, another VGA. We're going to put our power cable away for now. This is our extra CPU, we'll just leave it out, and this is our 24 pin. So this is pretty much what we're going to need right now. I'm going to leave some cable ties out, and then I'm going to put this away for the time being. Let's grab out our actual power supply. Got our hardware for it. Okay, let's get this going. Okay, cool. Oh, you know what? Let me put this in here. Or League. You gonna play League, bro? Okay, let's set all our cables aside. Power supply. We're gonna set that right here. Okay, cool. So let's get our case going. Oh, you know what? Sorry, guys. Let me put this aside. By the way, if you're wondering why my iPad is pink, it's because it's my wife's. Okay. Just a little tip. If you're ever taking this off and you got your original box, usually you're going to have your styrofoam in there. I usually just put it between the styrofoam in the box. Don't risk breaking the glass. And cool. So let's talk a little bit about this case here. I feel like huge learning curve. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I played Dota, which is like basically League, like the OG version. I never really could get into it real tough. I mean, it was cool, but I just like I sucked at it. But anyway, this case, as I mentioned earlier, we got 3 RGB fans. They are ARGB, so they're addressable, so you got multiple, kind of rainbow effect going on or different colors. We got all our cables right here. There's USB 3. Everything we really need. Now I was gonna ask. We got a couple options, bro. I can go with 3 fans all at the top, because I only got 3 extra fans. That's all you really need as exhaust. So do you want me to do 1 at the back right here? I don't know how well you can see. And then 1 and 2? Or do you want me to do all 3 up top? Let me know, bro. And then in the meantime, so this case actually has an RGB light that kind of goes along the side here. It's one of my favorite kind of accent pieces on it. And I don't know how well you can see the top right here, but it's got a really cool kind of design. You probably can't see anything on that camera. No. I'll just show it right here. So I really like the design on the front here. And the cable management is not bad in the back for kind of a more budget-oriented case. I mean, it's not completely budget. It's not like a $50 rose wheel case, but right now the market is crazy for cases, so it kind of sucks. You can't really find a decent case for less than like 70, really 80 bucks. And this one was actually basically $100, but it came with the fans, so that was kind of the trade-off. I figure I'm going to spend 20 bucks on fans anyway, so this one came with it, and it's a little bit nicer of a case. I feel like, yeah, 3 up top. Yeah, you can always add 1 at the back later. If you want. I don't think you need it, but cool. So all of your hardware is going to come in the drive bay. Everything's fairly pre-routed. I like to just pull everything out because their cable management sucks to start off with. There we go. So yeah, see this I don't even think this drive cage is removable if you wanted to. I don't think you need to ever, but if you had a bigger power supply, I don't know how well you can see on camera here. I'm going to scoot this as close over. This is kind of a limited space, so your power supply is going to go like right here. You only got so much room for cables to kind of come out there, and you can't really see on camera too well. But here, let's do this actually. A little bit better. My desk is so small. I'm gonna eventually get like a bigger work desk, but this will do for now. In any case, you could take out the drive bays if you want on this case, but with this power supply, we probably don't need to. And then, gosh, I can't remember exactly how to take these out. Yeah, just pinch those, and you got your accessories, which there's a couple holes on the side of the, you can like pop these out, but I usually just pry the whole thing and it pops out. There we go. That'll pop everything out. Boom, there's your accessories. We're gonna put this back in. This will give him like, I mean, so much added storage if he wanted to down the road. We're talking 2.5-inch SSDs, 2 3.5-inch SSDs. If you want like an old school spinning drive, but just like for game storage or something, you can add that on there. It's super cheap, super inexpensive, and the speed doesn't really affect your games too much. Your loading times, that's about it. Cool, so we got our accessories, nothing too crazy here. Just see what's in here. Motherboard screws, a couple zip ties, a couple standoffs, although I think all the standoffs are Optional upgrade GPU bracket. Okay, he could do that if he wants, but a couple extra like PCIe slot screws. Nothing too crazy in here. Just a motherboard and yeah, all that mumbo jumbo. Okay, cool. Let's get this guy out of here. 3 up top though. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go 3 up top. Okay, so you also, if you have this case at home, I don't know how well you can see right here, there is a filter right on the bottom for your intake fan on your power supply. So you're going to want to face this direction, the fan facing down. That's going to intake from the bottom, and it's going to just spit it right out the back there. So that's going to be your ideal configuration. And it's easily cleanable with this little fan filter that they got included, which is cool. So this is a little fun just because you got to kind of make sure that the... Oh, actually, I don't know what's holding it in place, but it's staying. I'll take it. Sarge, you said you were in Santa Cruz today? How was that, man? Probably should have plugged these before I did this, but I didn't think about it. So this is going to be fun. I'm not unscrewing it. Hella nice. What'd you guys do out there? Trying to figure out where I'm going to orient everything. Maybe before I finish everything up here. Super dead. Not that many people. You guys just hit up the shops and stuff, or what? Do our motherboard install. Just want to get a rough idea. I want to kind of route the PSU cables back from the motherboard, if that makes sense. So I'm opting to do a little different than I usually do. Let's see. Okay, key thing. Ate at some cafe and then chilled on the beach for a couple hours. Oh, that's what's up. That sounds dope. Weather was nice today, probably. It's hot here right now, which is like crazy. I don't know how it still feels hot today, but key thing you don't want to miss when installs. So I mentioned this on my last video. Make sure you put this in before you install your motherboard. It's your I/O shield. It's going to go on the back, and just make sure that all your I/O ports are kind of blocked off. Well, you'll see. I'll show you the back of the motherboard here in a second. You kind of just want to make sure that this is oriented right, so you can kind of see the wording right side up. So make sure that none of these are going to go into our slots. We should be good there. Yeah, that one. Some of these you kind of bend backwards. That way they don't go into your slots instead of staying on the outside. These ones right here don't really matter so much. You don't have to bend those back, but these guys, like, this looked like it was about to go in, so I bent those back a little bit. So that just kind of pops in, and it is sharp, so make sure you don't cut your fingers up. But that went in really easy. Doesn't always. And then this case is pretty cool. So it's got this little nub that'll just kind of hold the motherboard in place. If you're doing this upright, it's more useful. Like I'm doing it right now, it doesn't matter so much. But what I was mentioning is some motherboards have a built-in I/O shield that we just installed. They'll be built in right here on the back. It's usually on more expensive motherboards. It's not worth upgrading if that's like all you care about, but it's a nice feature on some of the higher end motherboards. But yeah, that is one of the only differences. So I'm going to grab the motherboard by the VRM here because that is not going to cause any issues. Just make sure all my I/O lines up. And then while I'm slotting that in, you'll see that this kind of little nub right here, if you were standing upright, if you were having to stand upright, it would kind of help hold it in place. Right now, it just helps it not to like slide around. You have a bunch of traces on the back of the motherboard that you don't want to mess up, so. Iris says, hi, Papa, hi. Little baby girl. She's sleeping or what? Partner, Panther Beach is away from the touristy area. I need like a mount. I want to put this like right here so I can like read chat while I'm doing this, but it's like so many mounts I want to get. She was watching me. Nice. She recognized my voice. Okay, what was I gonna do? Sorry, I'm like zoned out right now. Oh, motherboard screws. Yeah, let me make sure. I've like messed this up before. I put the wrong screws in, so let me just make sure I don't screw up. Companies use the same style of screw and they like change the thread pattern on them. Okay, so your motherboard screws here with the round head, the kind of octagonal head, that's going to be, sorry, hexagonal head is going to be for your PSU only. And then the other screws are for, you know, many other things. I think the hard drives use the same as the motherboard screws. So, yeah, they use the same screws. So, this is actually a really nice manual for a budget case like this. I mean, color print and really well laid out pictures. Going to sleep soon. Aw. I'll take a break soon and I'll go say goodnight. So yeah, we're going to want to use these screws right here. I don't know how well you can see. Of course, I'm like not aligned with my camera. So yeah, rather than these guys right here. Yeah, these are for your PSU only. So let's set aside 9 of these boys. 1, 2. Actually, we don't even need 9 because we don't have the bottom 3. We're gonna need 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you would need the extra 3 just for your full ATX boards. That was another reason I like this case, is just if he wants to upgrade in the future and we went with a case that was only MATX, yeah, it would look like it would, you know, fill it out a little better, but then there's, you know, you're going to have to do a new case if you want to upgrade to a full ATX board or something in the future. So it kind of made more sense. And this actually fills it out quite well. I think it looks good. I don't think it like looks empty in any way, shape, or form. So our screws right here are going to be in the corners, of course. I usually like to go in a star pattern, just like when you're working on a car. You do tires or heads or anything like that, you're going to want to go in a star pattern. So kind of similar thing here. And that is why there's extra standoffs. I got to take this guy out real quick. Sorry about that. The M8ATX board has a couple different screw holes, so I actually have to move those standoffs or install the extra standoffs. So if you do change your motherboard way down the line, Surge, make sure you take off the current standoffs that I'm putting in. Let me see, did they put standoffs in here? First of all, did they put a standoff tool? They did put standoffs. Let me take the motherboard out here real quick. Yeah, so they got one, and then the bottom one, and then, okay, cool. I know where all my extra standoffs go. So I'm actually probably just going to take these guys out and move them up. Like I said, just make sure. No. That you take these off if you do change your motherboard, because that will not line up correctly. Nope. I guess this is the right size. Let's see. Nope. Loose. There we go. Okay. Why does that not want to grab? Started by hand. Yeah, so odd. It feels like it doesn't belong there. But it works right here. So that is weird. Let me actually make sure this one goes there. I'm going to double check all my standoff locations. 2. Oh no. I don't know what this screw hole is for. Maybe for one of the SSDs on the back. SSD caddies, but we really only have to move these 2. And we should be good. Yeah, looks like it's good. Let me see how many you got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I think we got them all. Okay, cool. So now back to business.
This episode is brought to you by Hyundai. Everything's better electrified. And Hyundai has a wide range of electrified vehicles, including the first ever Tucson and Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs.
Okay, cool. Good thing I caught that before I got way into it. So we do need actually a few extra screws than what I thought. Anyway, we do want to go in that cross pattern that I was mentioning. I'm going to need 2 more screws, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to go down to the bottom here, or close to the bottom. There we go. Way back down here. And then, yeah, we just need... Did I miss any? I don't think so. So just the middle one right there. And that one, yeah, we need 2 more. Well, at least my mic is still working right now, as far as I know. Okay, boom. Looking good. So far, so good, huh? Okay. I think we're going to take a little intermission right now, and I'll be back in a little bit.
I the only one who doesn't have a job yet?
Now that Nishan's graduated, he needs to figure out his next phase in life.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. An Indeed resume gives you suggestions on how to stand out to employers. Upload your resume to Indeed today.
Hey, I'm Jackie, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is the chicken. It is golden brown, so juicy, so delicious. It's the perfect savory start to my day.
Start your day with the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit, available on the Chick-fil-A app. Real Chick-fil-A guests paid for their testimonial.
we could fly.
This is your summer. That means Six Flags and the taste of an ice-cold Coca-Cola. We're talking thrilling coasters, amazing animal attractions, and this. Coke is summer refreshment, so you can hop on another ride, like the all-new Sidewinder Safari. Six Flags and Coca-Cola. Come make it yours. Visit sixflags.com/Coke to save up to $20 off passes or daily tickets starting at $39.99.
And we're back. What's up? What's up, everybody? Okay. Where were we? I don't even know where we were in this build. Okay. We're gonna route some cables. That's our first step. Okay. So, actually don't even know. Is this... No, this is our VGA. We're gonna worry about that last. All right, so I was gonna ask, Serge, you there? Yeah, I'm in a dilemma because we have two CPU cables with our power supply. I made sure to get one just in case he wants to go to a higher end CPU, but we really don't need one for this CPU. So there's an 8-pin. I don't know how well you can see right here. There's an 8-pin and there's a 4-pin, and I only have an extension for an 8-pin. So I'm thinking about just putting them both just for future compatibility, but he just really doesn't need it. So what do you think, bro? Do you want me to... One's gonna have your extension cable on it like this, and you're probably not gonna see this one. But do you want me to just plug it in anyway, just so you have it on there, or what are your thoughts on that? The other one's gonna be like this. So you're gonna have one cable coming out. It's gonna be like that. And they're going to plug in the top right here. What do you think right now? Speaking of which, I got to flip these cable combs around. Yeah, why not? Okay, so we'll put both on there. Yeah, no reason really not to. I mean, just in case, I guess somehow your CPU needs the extra power. It won't, but it's I guess it'll make it easier if you do just install a CPU. You can just drop it in. You don't have to, install the cable and try to squeeze in there and stuff. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. Just flipping your cable combs around. I like to have the outside of the comb facing outside, so you see that part. So it's going to kind of go like that. We're going to flip these other two around. I swore last time I was going to get this done ahead of time, but it's not the case. I think these ones actually came pre-installed though. I don't think I installed these. Not as hard to install as the Asia Horse ones. Although I think the combs that come on the Asia Horse cables look a little better. But they don't have... Like, this is a cool design. You don't see, like, a lot of extensions, that come from China or whatever, kind of cheaper extensions that come in these cool patterns and stuff. So that was a big reason that we went with these. So I'm actually going to install the other cable first because it's kind of a little bit more on the inside. So I just want to get that out of the way. Which one was it? There we go, CPU. By the way, Serge, you were asking me about music. So this is a stream through Spotify called Stream Beats, and it's all DMCA free. So like you won't get any strikes or anything if you're streaming with this. So just a word to the wise. If you're looking for something you can play while you're streaming, it's a nice thing. I actually like they have a different playlist, but I like the hip hop one. They got like lo-fi and a bunch of different stuff. So yeah, see, I just don't understand. Like, I really don't get that. Like, Fantex made these cutouts so small. It's crazy. Like, you know, come on, give me like just a little bit more room. You know. I'm not gonna worry about this one too much because the fan's gonna kind of push it up and out of the way. So, okay. Did you have any thoughts on Windows 10, Windows 11? Lo-fi is my... That's weird. It's showing up in my... That last message you sent is showing up on my stream, but not in my actual YouTube app. It's weird. Oh, see, that's weird. Not gonna be able to fit this through when it's connected. Come on. There we go. These are like definitely much stiffer than the Asia horse I use. Not necessarily a bad thing. They actually makes them look pretty nice, but they're just a little bit. They're gonna hold that like curve a little better than the Asia horse cables. I actually kind of like that. We just do the 24 pin and then we'll go from there. Where's my other extensions? Here we go. I haven't thought of what Windows. Oh, I mean 10, I guess. Yeah, I mean I prefer 10. I guess 11 is supposed to be a little bit better for Intel, but at the same time, you can upgrade. You know, there's no cost to upgrade from 10 to 11 if you already have a license for Windows 10. Or maybe you don't even want a license. Maybe you just want to run it unactivated. It's up to you. I mean, you can buy a license for like 20 bucks on a lot of these like third-party sites. So there's not really like a reason, I guess, not to. But let's see. I think we're going to go through the top here. We'll see. I'll do it like this and we'll see if you like it like that. Or I can reroute it. But still, like, something they didn't fix on this case. It just, like, drives me crazy. I can't believe they didn't Like, they haven't fixed that. You guys probably don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but there's like a bar right here. I'll show you. I have to try to switch angles. I'm gonna lay this case down, but there's like a bar right here that, like, where the 24 pin for the motherboard lines up. Literally, you can either route it up or down. You can't route it like straight. So you either got to kind of do your bend routing upwards, which I think I tend to like a little better, but either do it upwards or down. I think I like up a little better, but we'll see. Whatever you prefer, bro. It's your world. We're just living in it. Okay, let me just plug this in, because this is like not cooperating with me right now. There we go. Locked and loaded.
Hey Spotifyers, click or tap the
Okay.
button to listen to All Out 90s.
So I'll try to show you probably on the back side here.
Our friends at Gold Peak, the taste that's worth the try.
Like, see this? I don't know if how well you can see, but this thing is like literally the 24 pin cable. Gets the route's like right here, and like you either have to route the cable upwards or downwards. I think upwards just because I'm gonna have a little bit, I think, more slack that I can kind of play with and route this that way. So, in any case, I think that's the way I'm gonna go with it. Okay, so boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, it's funny. This is like almost the same case as the last gen. Sorry, turn that off. As the last generation, the P360A, which was also a great case. Wasn't nothing wrong with that case, but it's like almost identical. So funny. Okay, so next steps here. Where was my CPU cable? My other one that I was using. Oops, I just moved my whole setup. Hopefully it looks okay still. Where did I put my other CPU cable? Okay, now I think I'm going a little crazy. Oh, I did drop it. Knew I wasn't that crazy. Okay. Gonna go to our power supply. Power supply. You know what? Now's about time I'm gonna check out our graphics card to see how many cables and how many pins we're gonna need. So we're going with the EVGA 3060. I personally love EVGA products, so Can't really go wrong. They got great warranty support. If anything ever goes wrong. Although usually they ship in a little better packaging than this, but this is like well wrapped obviously, but usually they'll have like foam cutout stuff. There we go. So it's a dual fan card. The 3060 is nothing too crazy that needs a ton of cooling on it. But it's going to be able to handle most everything we throw at it. Up until recently I had a 1080. This is like a little bit less powerful than that. But not by much. I mean, we're talking like 7% or so. So there's our card. Make sure everything looks good. Yeah. So we got 3 DisplayPort and 1 HDMI. And then 1 8-pin. Beautiful. That's easy. Okay, cool. So I'm going to kind of wrap this up again and just set it aside for now. Okay, so this can go down here. This is all trash. I'm already making a mess down here. Good thing you guys can't see. It's horrible. So I'm going to use the main connector, not the piggy tail. Mainly because I want to use as short a length as possible here. I'm just going to zip tie the rest of this back, so that should be easy enough. Because I think this case, at least on the other model, it had a pass-through right here. It's got this one. I thought there was another one. Maybe not. Maybe they took that off. I mean, that's kind of unfortunate if they did, but it is what it is. But let me see where everything plugs into here real quick. For the time being, this is all going to get shoved away right here in the bottom. So I'm just going to have to reach and plug these all in. That's going to be a little bit of the headache, but done it before and do it again. You know what? It's going to be worth my time to just take off the power supply. It's 4 screws. There we go. Saved myself a whole bunch of headache. So motherboard, we're gonna do that first because that's gonna go way at the back here. SATA. Just gonna plug that in. I think there is a SATA connector on here. I'm not gonna. Yeah, there is. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do that. VGA, CPU. So VGA I'm gonna plug in now. That's at the back, towards the back as well. Yeah, I guess they did take off that pass-through. It's not a deal breaker by any means. Just different from the P360A. So a little weird, but it's all good. And this drive cage is in the way quite a bit. Way more than I expected. But we're going to make it work. It's just a little bit more. I definitely recommend plug in all your cables before installing your power supply. Because this is a pretty compact power supply. It's not anything too big. You're going for something like 850 to 1000 watts, might be even bigger power supply depending on the model, and you're just going to be running right into that drive cage. So I think that's because, if I remember correctly, that's probably why the last generation didn't have the bottom fan, because they probably wanted to move the drive cage forward, and they kind of sacrificed on that. Which makes sense, but I mean, we're almost getting to a point now where it's like just chuck the drive cage. But there are people who still use, you know, standard hard drives. So I guess that time hasn't come yet. And let's see, I'm trying to just kind of tie things down as best as possible. For the time being. That way we can get those fans in, and we're getting close to done. Nothing too crazy after this. This is our VGA. I think we're gonna route that through here. Actually, you know what? I don't know. We're gonna figure that out. Oh, you know what? I gotta do front panel. Probably a good idea. Fans first or cable management first? think we're gonna go fans first, just so I can do this all at the same time.
Coca-Cola. We're talking thrilling coasters, amazing animal attractions, and this. Coke is summer refreshment, so you can hop on another ride, like the all-new Sidewinder Safari. Six Flags and Coca-Cola. Come make it yours. Visit sixflags.com/Coke to save up to $20 off passes or daily tickets starting at $39.99.
Okay, I'm gonna take off our fan grill on the top here. And where are our fans? Oh, you know what? I didn't have those out. I didn't mention in the video, these are the PC Cooler Halo. They're not too expensive. They're not expensive at all. But I used these in my first build I did and loved them. So we're going with these again. They do use addressable RGB. If I remember correctly, it's all standard headers, so you're gonna have. Oh no, these do use actually a proprietary plug, but it's similar to the ones that are on here. So we could actually probably daisy chain these all to one RGB header and just have them all controlled through each other. So that'll be awesome. I don't think there'd be any issue. So these use a PWM though, so that's your 4-pin right here that you see, and then they use forget the JST connector, I believe. So this is similar to your some will come with a 4-pin with like a missing pin, so a 3-pin, and that's your 5-volt digital RGB or ARGB. This one, JST, is the same connector, but it's like there's no gap between them. So some use a different style connector, and this is, I think, what Fantex uses. So we'll just be able to, I believe, just daisy chain these off of the Fantex fans, which is awesome. But actually, I should ask, how many PCs have I built? Total, probably around 10, give or take. I watch a lot of content on YouTube, which is why I kind of wanted to start doing this. So about 10 or so. But once you kind of get the hang of it, it's not too bad. So yeah, we have our adapters and all that sort of stuff. So this one is actually cool. This one actually goes from all those JST connectors, just like a little jumper. So it has 3 of those connectors, and it will go to your standard motherboard RGB header. You plug that into your motherboard. I might use 2 separate headers on the motherboard so that he can control the top fans and the front fans individually of each other, or sync them up, because I don't necessarily want to draw all the power off of one setting. And I actually probably run the PWM on different settings too. That way the front intake and the exhaust we can set at different speeds, so that'll work a little bit better. Okay, so I think I need this. I got all my other things here. I don't know what this is for. This is for... Oh, interesting. So this is like so you don't need a hub. You just plug all your PWM into the same slot, and then this should plug into the motherboard, although the connector looks different than a regular PWM connector. So I'm a little hesitant on that. And then this does come with the option for a controller, but I usually opt for motherboard hardware, because where are you going to put this controller, and then you got to put a Molex connector. It just never really makes sense. So let me just make sure that this connector is a PWM connector. Pretty sure it is by the looks of it. Oops. Like all in Chinese. Is there an English side? There we go. Okay. 1 to 3 fan strip cable. One to 4 RGB bifurcate cable. Yeah, I think that's what this guy is. It's just so odd because this, I don't know if you can see in the camera, so let me try to show you guys side by side. So this is how a regular PWM fan plug looks. And you see that the one is offset a little bit. And then this is how this one looks. So that's why I was concerned as to whether that is what it's for, but I don't think there's anything else it could be for, because it does take, well, no, actually. It's got to take PWM on there, right? Pretty sure that's how I did this last time, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. I guess they're like $20 fans, I'll just buy new ones. I messed them up. I don't think I'm messing them up, though. Yeah, insert fans 4-pin PWM connector to 1 to 3 fan strip cables female port. 4-pin PWM connector to the motherboard system fan port. Okay, cool. Yep. Okay, let's get this out of here. We're not using those. And then we might use this. I think we're going to use it, but we'll see. Okay, cool. I'm just going to mount these first. Oh. Didn't think I was going to have to do this, but yeah, I have to do it this way. Hey Shy, what's up? Interesting. How many pieces? Oh, I answered that already. Okay, I swear I'm sweating like a dog right now. Just in case, since you guys can't see what's going on, let me see how good it looks right here on camera. So you want to, the airflow is always going to go this way, out of the back of the cage. So I'm facing these up like this right now. It's going to be our exhaust. So if you wanted to intake, this is the front. It's going to bring air in that way. So just in case anybody was wondering. And that pretty much goes for any fan in the world as far as I know. Trying to get the fan cables through the few slots that I have, but it's not really cooperating. There we go. This thing like just does not want to cooperate. There we go. Okay, we're gonna leave that a little loose. Get the other ones in here. Try to run these cables first. Might make it a little easier. Oh my gosh, you're kidding me. Actually won't fit through the pass-through. That's awesome. Okay, that's okay. We're gonna go a different way with it. This is like one of the things I really don't like about this case. It's overall a great case, but like the pass-through, the cable like routing is just, for a company that's been doing this so long, it's not very well thought out.
Hey, it's Sean Grant, and I can only be talking about our exclusive no-brainer checkout from DGDG, the online car buying experience that's, well, a no-brainer. Shop online, buy online, get loan pre-approval, even customize your lease, finance, or purchase options. Buy a brand new car completely online with no-brainer checkout, exclusively from DGDG.
Am I crazy? Did I just lose these screws? Oh, there they are. On that one. How's the audio sounding, by the way? Oh, almost installed that one backwards. Solid? Sounds good to me. By the way, how long does it take to build a PC? If I was just like straight up building a PC, it'd probably take me about 2 hours. But with trying to work in these odd angles and stuff, it definitely takes longer. I think the last time it took me about 4 hours, so it just depends. Also depends, like, you know, how well thought out your parts list is. You know, you make sure everything's compatible, and stuff always comes up. I try to do as much research at this point as I can to make sure that nothing too crazy comes up that I can't overcome. But I mean, you'll even watch a lot of the guys who do this like for a living, and they got to run out to the store and buy stuff last minute and whatnot. So yeah, there's always some little incompatibilities you may not have foresought. What's my fastest time? I don't know, because I built one at when I was at work one time, like literally in between breaks. I don't know if I added it up, it probably was like, it was a lot of components, and I built it in like 2 hours. I would say about 2 hours is like my fastest. But like my personal PC, I tinker with all the time. I take it apart and then, you know, move stuff around and stuff like that. And, you know, those are quick. But like front to back, man, probably like an hour and a half to 2 hours. I would say somewhere in there. That's like assuming, you know, no hiccups. Also, I'm like kind of anal about my cable management. So like if I didn't cable manage, I could probably build it in like an hour flat if I didn't like care how the cables looked on the back, right? Nobody's going to see it, but I'm just a little anal about that stuff. Do you like to stream playing on your PC or building the PC more? That's a good question. I like doing it. I like streaming playing more just because there's a lot less thought to it. This, you know, I really feel like I got to have like a full studio to like do it the way I like, and have like a lot of equipment, multiple camera angles, and a big, you know, workstation area. Right now my table's like 20 inches deep and like, I don't know, maybe 40 inches wide. It's not like, not very user friendly for building a PC. As you can see, like this thing literally, when I lay the PC flat, it's like front to back. So that kind of makes it a little difficult to work with, especially when I got tripods hanging over and stuff like that. So definitely like just gaming is a lot easier, and for that reason I like it a little more. And but this is cool because I feel like I can interact with the audience a little more. Have I ever created a water-cooled PC? Not like a custom loop, so not like with fittings and, you know, tubing. That's something I'm going to do. That was something I was planning on doing on my personal rig as soon as I had the funds for it. But my daughter came along and decided to leave my job, so I put that on hold for now. But like all-in-one liquid coolers, like yeah, I actually have a bunch sitting in the back ready to go on some PCs, but it's so unnecessary on like lower end hardware. I want to keep everything affordable right now. So I think my next PC is going to have a liquid cooler on there. I'm doing an all black, like almost Batman theme build, so pros and cons to that. Well, I would say one of the main pros is just like ease of access. So when you're doing like a water-cooled PC, like portability, ease of access, because you're going to have... Well, actually, I should ask, are you talking about a custom loop, or are you talking about a like all-in-one liquid cooler that I was talking about, where you got like everything kind of built in a package and you just install it? Which one are you talking about in particular? fans are on. All-in-one? Yeah, so as I was saying, that's what I was actually going to refer to. So all-in-one, portability is nice. Like with the air coolers, there's horror stories of people like when they buy a PC from a lot of these companies and they put an air cooler on there, it puts a lot of stress on the motherboard. So you'll get these like much taller CPU towers that are just hanging off of the motherboard, and then while in shipping, they're jostling around and everything, and people have received their PCs with like cracked motherboards and you name it. And because it's a all-in-one liquid cooler, it just has a small little pump that bolts on there, and so it doesn't have a lot of tension on the motherboard. So that's one of the big pros. And then also just in general, temps are better, but compatibility is like one of the cons. It's you got to find a case that's going to accommodate that. This is actually supposedly a case that can accommodate a 360, which is 3-fan wide or 3-fan length radiator, supposedly in the top. But I've seen a few reviews that have kind of got on this case because if you install it, the fan will hit your RAM on the motherboard. So I'll kind of show you right now. So this is supposed to, you can see right here, you can put a radiator right here, and it would basically go right there. And you could do like a 240 also, which would just bolt up to like 2 of the fans, or you could do a 240 up top here. This is supposed to take a 360 up top, but you can see if you put a radiator back here in front of the fans or behind the fans, it's going to push these, and actually a lot of people were pissed off because you're basically going to hit your RAM slots right here. So it doesn't actually support that, and it's so funny because they could have just made the case like 3 millimeters taller and it would support it, but it didn't. So I would say that's one of the biggest cons on the 360s, or sorry, on the AIOs, is just compatibility, finding a case that's going to fit it, and failure, leaking. They leak. They're not necessarily that much cooler than like really good air coolers, so they're more expensive though. So price is like the con. So there's a lot of cons, but people like the looks of them, and so there's the aesthetics aspect too. So there's a lot to be unpackaged with those. I've stayed away since my last PC. The cables were like so short on the one I put. So can a pump rupture and ruin the whole PC? Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't necessarily say the pump would rupture, but yeah, like your cables can start leaking and different joining points. There's multiple points of failure on them, and companies have tried to mitigate that, but there's always that chance. So you go with a company that has a good warranty. You're probably going to spend more, but they will probably cover any of your components that are harmed. So that's why I would opt for a company that's actually going to like back up their stuff. But yeah, absolutely. That's my first one that I bought. That was like one of the things that they were like, it was a huge problem on that cooler, and I was just saving money, so I risked it, and I never had an issue. But a lot of people had, basically wrote that they reviewed it, that they had failed on them. So definitely happens. Am I going to teach her how to build her own PC? Yeah, absolutely. When she's, I don't know, 2.5, 3 maybe, I'll have her try to help me out. We'll see how that goes. It's definitely part of the plan. We'll see how that works out. Okay. Let's see, where does this all go? Well, I know where this one goes, but okay, let's see here. I'm gonna have to stand up and just figure all this out for a second here, where I want to route everything. try to separate everything out somewhat in an organized fashion, but it doesn't always work out like that, right? So, yep, there we go. There's 1, 2, and 3. So as I was mentioning, these fans that we got just has this little, that's the wrong one, this little coupler. You just link everything up together, which is awesome. I love that. There's not necessarily, I think, any particular order. It's going to help me organize this better, so. Yep, make sure that was on the right way. Be right back, going to in and out. Y'all want anything? Yeah, bro. Let me get a double-double. Grilled onions. Alright, so it's our PWM splitter.
This is your summer. That means Six Flags and the taste of an ice-cold Coca-Cola. We're talking thrilling coasters, amazing animal attractions, and this. Coke is summer refreshment, so you can hop on another ride, like the all-new Sidewinder Safari. Six Flags and Coca-Cola. Come make it yours. Visit sixflags.com/Coke to save up to $20 off passes or daily tickets starting at $39.99.
Oh, hello. Little pin's bent in there. How about that? Came like that. Not a big deal. Just bend it back in place. Oh my gosh, they're actually like all a little bent. There we go. I can see why people like get a little taken aback by these things. Wait, why? Hold on a second. That's a 4-pin. Okay, that's good. Hold on. Yeah, there's a missing pin. Guess it's okay. That's what I was wondering earlier. This one's like a missing pin too, but it doesn't have a cable. I guess only the first fan gets the 4th pin. That's odd though, but okay. Just gonna go with it. Okay. We got all our wiring like that. What's up? Hi. This is always the fun thing. Just trying to figure out where all this stuff should go, and I like to try and layer stuff the right kind of orientation, but they always just throw all these cables in here in no particular order. So it's a little OCD of me, but let's see, we run that together. I think I'm gonna run them separate though. Where's the RGB header though? Oh. Oh, there we go. Got one. There we go. 3 PWM connectors. Gonna get these together. If I'm not mistaken, I think I'm gonna tip this up. I think our USB goes right through. Let's see here. Try to turn this so you guys can see what my thought process on this. See anyway. Okay, so my USB is right there. Oh, bring it right through there. This motherboard, and I think the other one I used by MSI, they were the same way. They had this USB header on the side rather than the bottom. Most are on the, or most motherboards have it on the bottom. So they get this extra long cable you don't really need. Let's see. What else do I got? I think HD audio I passed through in the right spot. Yeah, J audio. And I think I just have one front panel connector for the reset. I don't think there's anything else. to worry about. Which is nice. Or sorry, not reset, for power. I'm gonna just try to bring this to the bottom. J front panel. So I think we're gonna go to the side right here. Power switch. I think our power switch is gonna be the top 2 plugs right here, but I'll double check right now. And we don't have we only got the power. Yeah, and then we have the RGB buttons, but that's about it on this. Let me see. Just make sure. Oh, AFP. I had it on the wrong thing anyway. And actually, interesting. Okay, yeah. So it's the top right two. There's a missing pin. It's right next to those. So that's our power switch. Should be about the same for pretty much every motherboard. Okay, cool. I like to try and cable manage in like the order of like least likely to move to most likely to move. So it's kind of my like order of operations. That way, like hopefully you're less likely to have to take out 20 other cables to get the ones that you actually want to move. Well, now we're gonna try and wire this stuff up. Let me see. Where's our system fan? So J Rainbow 1. And where's our other J Rainbow? J Rainbow! Down at the bottom. Okay. Okay. So this one we're going to route all the way down to the bottom.
Wilson Tang runs the oldest dim sum restaurant in New York City's Chinatown. It's been closed since mid-March.
We were actually facing one of the largest declines in business ever. It was just a combination of sinophobia and xenophobia.
And now he's thinking about how to reopen. You can hear his story on The Window, a new series about how the pandemic is changing our lives. Tap right now to listen for free on Spotify.
Mm-hmm. Wrong one. There we go. Hmm. My gosh, I'm starting to get tired. I'm gonna take a break here in just a minute because I'm almost done with this wiring, just figuring out the last. There's system 2, so I'm gonna route that to the same exact place. That's perfect. So what I'm doing right now is I'm mounting the added fans that I put in after the PC cooler fans. I'm gonna route those to different headers for both the RGB and the PWM. And those headers, J Rainbow 2 and System Fan 2, are both at the bottom of the motherboard. So I'm going to be routing them to those in particular. And then kind of go from there. Once I get everything exactly kind of figured out where I'm routing it, then I just start kind of scrunching everything back. I always think of that that episode of The Simpsons where Homer becomes skinny and he like pulls all his skin back. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing back here. So let me see. Where's the other? There we go. It's going to look like a rat's nest, you'll see, but as soon as this is all connected where we want it to go. Wait, I just saw System Fan 2. Where was it? There we go. Right next to each other. So if you're doing this at home, literally right next to each other. Boom. So everything that we're going to have there is plugged in. Now I do have to figure out, because there is 3 PWM cables. I don't think they gave us a splitter on here. And I don't want to put a hub for no reason. It's like just 3 cables, but let me see. Just checking the accessories that came with it. Oh, there it is. Okay, no splitter in there. I think I have an extra one though. I don't think I used it last time. Yep, there we go. Probably gonna have to buy a few of these splitters as extra. This is actually from the last set that I bought. We're going to be using it on the Fantex fans that were included. So let me just try to separate out. I did separate them, but they're all tangled up again. So let me try to separate them one by one here. Okay, so there's 2. And 3. So I got all 3 of them here. Same deal. We're just going to connect these up. I'm going to try and do it in a way that's meaningful, but probably doesn't really matter. Yeah, they should be PWM control. It's so weird though that this only came with 3 pins on 2 of the splitters. I'm guessing there's something that I don't understand why that is. Why you only need 3 pins on 2 of the fans. I'm not really sure. If someone smarter than me wants to let me know, feel free, please. Because I sure do not know. So let's turn this again. I figure out where this system fan 1 header is. There's our pump at the top. Where's system fan? Knowing my luck, it's going to be like somewhere in the middle of the motherboard. Yeah. I don't know if you can see on this camera. It's like dead center towards the back of the I/O, which just makes it like super fun to route. I don't know where I'm going to route that from. I'm going to figure out something. Because the header, the splitter, is only going to reach so far without pulling all the extra cables through. I might have to route it down through the same kind of pass-through that I did the other one. So let me see here. That's so crazy. I mean, that is maybe one of the bad things about this motherboard. One of the few bad things. I mean, I really like this motherboard in general, but that kind of sucks. It's like all the way up there in the middle, and I don't think there's another fan header. So I wouldn't even be able to do this without the splitter like I did on the last build. JFP2. Yeah, that's odd. I mean, look how close this gets before the other fans want to pull through. It's literally like right there. There we go. Okay. Well, not only that, but this is gonna go like right where the graphics card is. So I'm hoping that'll be okay. I think I can get a graphics card in there. We're actually just gonna do that right now, so well, I'll wait a little bit. I lost my chat, so look if I can pull it up here.
This is your summer. That means Six Flags and the taste of an ice-cold Coca-Cola. We're talking thrilling coasters, amazing animal attractions, and this. Coke is summer refreshment.
There we go. Sorry guys, I lost my chat, so anyway, it doesn't look like anything new on there.
Visit sixflags.com/Coke to save up to $20 off passes or daily tickets starting at $39.99.
There we go. Oh, okay. Well, we're almost there. Let's just finish this and then I'll worry about that after. That's kind of weird though. But it is what it is. Yeah, see, J Rainbow 1 is at the top, so that's easy enough. I'm going to show everything at the end here once I got it all wired up, so let me just tie everything down for the most part. Mostly everything, at least. Always keep a bunch of zip ties on hand. Trust me. It'll save your life. Oops. Wish I had a better way to show this part. This is like one of my favorite things to do. It's like a love-hate thing, but it's honestly kind of satisfying. But it's so difficult to show on camera. Just something I like to do when I'm doing this. Actually, you know what? I don't know what I'm thinking. I'll probably just do it like that, yeah. What I like to kind of do is throw these all on here kind of loosely. Get everything into place where I want it to go. I know that I want this to kind of hang on the left side. I'm going to start zip tying it down that way. There's not a whole lot of places to zip tie stuff that I care to use at least. This is for the Velcro tie, so I don't want to take up that space, if that makes sense. So I like to do these thinner ones first, because as you see, they just become like a rat's nest. And I kind of just pull them down like this one. This one's looping back up, so I'm kind of using this one to kind of hold that in place. And then you're going to get more and more wires in there, so I just start adding them on. As I go here, add the extras. Oops, did that kind of wrong to how I wanted to do it, but that's fine. Then once you start getting down here, just pull as much of the slack out as you can. Actually, I didn't even notice there's a zip tie I can use up here, a tie down, to kind of pull everything to the left like I was saying. So I'm going to use that to kind of bring the tension over. And these can kind of just go like spaced out about, 3 or so inches apart. 3 to 4 inches, just look clear, and look how much better that already looks. The toughest part is going to be laying this guy down. But I'm getting to the bottom here, and I kind of just want to have all of this rat's nest just tied up kind of together. And I'll probably just throw it in the drive cage. Probably be the easiest thing. So I'm going to start pulling back from this side. Although, yeah, I'm going to start doing this first and work my way down towards the power supply. I'll just hide everything down there. See, I thought that was a tie down right here. I wish they would have made it a tie down right there. It'd make things so much easier. There's nothing to hook that up to. But that's okay. Go. Got our side cutters. This is where it gets a little tricky. So you start to get to these points where, especially with these cable extensions, this is not going to fit this way. So I'm going to have to lay it down this way. And actually what I might do is just switch that around so I can kind of just work this in there. There we go. You just come up with little ways that you can kind of overcome those things. There we go. Little finesse. But yeah, see, this is where it gets pretty bad. But we worked with worse.
This is your summer. That means Six Flags and the taste of an ice-cold Coca-Cola.
See, we almost missed these.
Amazing animal attractions. And this. Coke is summer refreshment, so you can hop on another ride, like the all-new Sidewinder Safari. Six Flags and Coca-Cola. Come make it yours. Visit sixflags.com/Coke to save up to $20 off passes or daily tickets starting at $39.99.
See, these cable tie downs are like going the wrong direction in my opinion. At least the way I would normally probably try to route stuff, right? I gotta kind of put these cable straps at an angle, you know? But hey, what do I know? You know what? Here. I do got one idea. I feel like I'm making my life a little bit more difficult than it needs to be. We're gonna take that SATA cable out. And like I said, we're just gonna route these. This rat's nest. Aside from the SATA cable, we're gonna kind of pull that aside. We're just gonna kind of thinking, should I even try this to tie this up? We might give it a shot. Just throw one cable on there just to kind of... Okay, maybe a few cables. It's kind of crazy. I think that's about as good as it's gonna get on that. Okay. Uh-oh. How did this come apart? There we go. Okay. Almost there. Okay, I think that's decent enough for now. There we go. I think we're gonna put this up through there. I don't know, I'm gonna figure that out right now. Actually, leave that one loose for now. Yeah, see, my cabling went all wonky. Okay. So this is what I was mentioning earlier. I was a little worried about this. This is going to come up from the bottom right here. Our GPU is going to have to sit right here, so I don't know how well that's going to work. Just pulling a little slack on that. There we go. Our GPU is going to sit in this top slot right here. So we'll see. All right. Get this GPU on, and I'm going to take a little hiatus once I get that finished. Nothing on the back plate? I thought they would add something there.
Hey, I'm Matt, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is the freshly baked, flaky, buttery biscuit. When I take a bite, it's kind of like, you know, crispy, soft, crispy. There's really nothing like it.
Start your day with the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit, available on the Chick-fil-A app. Real
Oh my God.
for their testimonial.
Come on, EVGA. There we go.
Our approach to commercial real estate won't fit in a 6-second ad. CBRE.
Of course, I just clipped my nails, so can't even get this. There we go. Alright, always make sure you open your slot right there, and of course, I should probably take off my PCIe back plates. Might help. Okay. Let's get this guy installed. To line it up with the slot. Cool. Alright. We're pretty much set to go. I think I do like the cable coming out the bottom here, but I don't know. Let me look. Like EVGA always puts their like PCIe powered adapters backwards, like always upside down every time I use them. Actually, I have a bunch of extra cable comes from these other ones. I do recall that these easy DIY extensions tend to kind of jumble up. They're not like perfectly even length, so that kind of throws it off, but it's okay. Try to keep them straight as possible where we can. Yeah, there we go. I like the way that looks. One thing I don't think I'm gonna get going today is I don't think I'm gonna install Windows, so I don't think we're gonna get the full color scheme with the fans and everything. But I think you guys will get a good idea as is. Yeah, these cables are definitely harder to work with than the Asia Horse ones, just as far as manipulating them. Just because of that unequal length. At the back, everything's going to kind of bulge out, you know? Which is fine. I think that looks good for now. We're going to call that good. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna call that looking good enough. Okay. Let's get this. Get this backplate on. Let's just make sure. Sure, we close up fine, but let's just make sure. Maybe not. Am I hitting something? Oh, just this little zip tie. There we go.
Inspirational quotes whenever you need them, 365 days a year. In this 2 to 3 minute daily podcast, you'll be given a quote that will motivate, uplift, and renew.
There we go. How about that?
We'll also dive deeper into the context.
We like that.
The quote. From Parcast, check out the original podcast Daily Quote. Follow and listen now on Spotify.
Sometimes you gotta press down on these to get the screw to line up properly. Just a heads up. Okay. I told you once it's all done, it's gonna look like Homer. Okay, I think that looks good. So this is what I was struggling with a little bit, but I think that looks good enough. I'm happy with it. Looks good. Right on, right on. Okay, so yeah, the only thing I wish this blue matched a little better, but I think once it's dark in there and you got the lights going and everything, it'll look good. I'm actually just gonna run this through and just finish this up, man. Hey, what you doing down there? My dog's grabbing trash off the floor. Come here. You want to say hi? And he's like, nope. Look. Look over there. Say what's up to Serge. Okay. Hey, what's up, Serge? You helped me out with this one, huh? You gonna eat all the trash off the ground? He's hella biting everything off the ground. I got zip ties and all kinds of crap down there. Okay. Watch out, bud. Come on. Hope is busy. Hella nosy. Okay. Well, hey, you know what, actually? Let me plug it in. Let's make sure everything works. I think I got an extra power cable in here. I'll just leave yours in the box. No, maybe not. Thought I had an extra one in here. Oh, down here. There we go. I actually wanted to have one for my workstation just ready to go. Alright, so let's plug in. And I'm going to leave it on his side so we can see it. Eco mode off. No eco mode out here. Flip the switch on. Power switch is right on the front. Boom. There we go, baby. All our fans are spinning. Let me see. Just make sure we got signal and everything. Should be good. Oh, it's doing memory training right now, so no big deal. Don't worry about that. Usually happens on the first boot a few times. Everything's up and spinning though. That's a good sign. Like it, bro? Looking good. Okay. I'm gonna hook it up to the monitor, just make sure everything's running and detected. and then we're gonna call it. Let's get that going here. Just get this trash out of the way a little bit. Okay, cool. We're gonna turn this guy off. By the way, you don't really want to turn it off like that too much, bro. You want to shut it down properly, but it's not a big deal once in a while. Obviously, I'm not connected to... I don't have Windows, so can't really shut it off through Windows because I don't have it. Okay. Where's your accessory box? There we go. Oof, I'm gonna have to clean up some stuff here in a second. Oh. You excited? Let's go, man. I gotta get Windows on there. I don't know, I might just do it tomorrow morning when I'm not hella tired. And then we gotta download and install a bunch of stuff, but before I leave my house, I'll make sure that everything is ready to go. You know, that way when we get there. I heard on this motherboard you gotta pre-install the drivers for the Wi-Fi and for the Ethernet, or else it won't pick up internet. So I'll test it tomorrow, make sure. But supposedly that's the case, so we'll see. We'll see if that's actually reigns true or not. Let's see. Alright, I put everything back here on my desk to make it easy to get to. And apparently it's not that easy. There we go. You just can't see me at all. But that's okay. Oop, did not mean to do that, but okay, cool. Buddy, come on, go. What are you eating? Nothing, go. Oh, I swear, crazy ass dog. Hey. Trying to angle this so that you can still see me, but I don't think that's going to happen. Okay. I'm just not going to be here for a minute. It's okay. Wait, what? What? Okay. Cool. This is a fail. That's annoying. I put this HDMI cable and I routed it towards the right, or sorry, towards the right side, like the middle of my desk, because I knew there wouldn't be much room. On the bright side, gives me enough room to kind of move this and completely obliterate my camera angle. Here we go. There we go. I want to make sure everything's detected here. Nope, maybe not. No signal. Okay. Did I mess up my HDMI cable? There we go. That was weird. Boom. There we go. All right. So, yep, we got our 12th gen, 12400. What else we got? Memory size 16 gigabytes, 16,384 megabytes, or megabits, I think in this case. What else are we looking for? I don't have my mouse plugged in, but I would be looking for the boot drive. But it looks like everything's up and running. Boom. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's shut this guy off. Looks good, bro. We'll get it going tomorrow. Get you set up. You'll be streaming in no time. Dude, I mean, let's take another look at this thing here. My GoPro, so the camera sucks, but looks pretty good. All right. That's pretty much all I got for today. Successful build. No problems. We like to go first try. Boom. Everything working. So, looks good. Tune in for more. Right on.